Hello.
Hello.
How you guys doing? Are you alright?
Yeah.
I really like the response. This is the response I always get when I go on stage. I don't know if you noticed it. It was quite good actually. I said hello, and most of you I said hello. And I said the second sentence, and you lot heard my accent, and you went, what the fuck was that? It's a thing I get all the time. I know what it is. This is Britain. When you guys hear an accent, your brain's going to fucking overdrive, don't they, guys? I can already see the stupid looks on your faces, right? Like, if I don't tell you where I'm from, you will spend the next 10 minutes thinking to yourselves, yeah, he's funny, but the fuck's he from? I come from Newcastle, but... I am... So where I'm from? I'm actually from Greece. Thanks. Just two people clapping, rest of you are thinking from Greece. How could you afford to get to fucking anywhere? I borrowed a lot of money, guys. Don't worry, I'm not paying it back. That's alright, isn't it? It's a weird one because I've been here for like 15 years. I love it. Sometimes people tell me I'm too Greek. When I'm back home, people tell me I'm not Greek enough. I don't know where I stand. I feel British, but I also feel Greek. If someone slags Greece off, I'm ready to go. If someone says something bad about Britain, I'm fucking ready to go as well, you know? It's a weird one. I was in a taxi in Newcastle recently, talking to a taxi driver. He was Greek. We got to talking. I'll tell you what we said, but I'll translate. Otherwise... pointless bit, right? So I met, how long you been in Britain for? He went, I've been here for 4 years. How about you? I'm like, I've been here for 15. Do you like it here? And he went, no, it's shit. So I was like, it's on, cunt. What's your problem with Britain? He went, I'll tell you what, I think the measure of any country is in the culture. And I think the culture is defined by the cuisine. What kind of food do they have here that they can call British? They don't even fucking know themselves. What is it? Italian, Greek, Chinese, Japanese, Mexican, fucking Indian, chicken tikka masala? What is it? They don't even know themselves. All they do is they go out and they drink and they drink and they drink and they drink. And they carry on drinking in bars and pubs with their friends. They take the same friends and they go in nightclubs where it's so loud you can't even have a fucking conversation with your friends. And at the end of the night, they have nameless and faceless and emotionless sex with strangers that they regret the next day. Do you like that kind of shit? And I was like, mate, you have just described everything I love. I mean, Britain used to be great for the industry. Now it's the fingering. And good on you guys, you know? Nice one. And I like, let's rewind what this guy says. Because seriously, it sounds like a fucking epic night to me, doesn't it? Let's rewind. You go out with your friends and have food from any country in the world at your fingertips. That's good, isn't it? And you can take the same friends, you go to a nightclub, like have a few drinks, and then stay in the nightclub where it's so loud, you don't even have to talk to this boring cunt. And are you seriously telling me, at the end of the night, someone might be kind enough to want to have sex with me? And I turned to him, and that's something I never expected to tell another foreign person in my life, which was the following. Look, mate, if you don't like it, go the fuck back where you came from. Which, let's be honest, we're all fucking thinking it, right? I mean, you can never say this, but I can, you know, and you know what? It felt great. I can totally see why racism is popular, because when I said it, it felt really warm inside, guys. I think I'm ready for the EDL now. I love a good night out in Britain. Fucking love a good night out, right? And let me tell you something I took up recently. This is something I took up recently. It's a weird thing I've got into. I recently started doing drugs. I'll tell you what happened, right? I broke up with my ex. A couple of years ago, broke up with my ex. And when I broke up, I had to leave the house we were sharing. So I was homeless for a few months, just crashing with friends. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try drugs. It's the perfect time because no one will judge, you know? How's George? Heartbroken and homeless. What's he doing? He's doing drugs. Yeah, fair enough. But I had never done drugs before in my life. And that it was like, I don't even drink caffeine. So it was very hard to do drugs. And the drugs I wanted to do, I had to really research because I love the Beatles, right? And the Beatles took a shitload of acid. And that was like, right, LSD might be a good drug to try. But, if you haven't done drugs before, you can't go straight into LSD. You have to work your way up, right? No, have a coffee first. And take it from there. But the thing is, I knew nothing about drugs. So eventually, what I ended up doing, I saw a Channel 4 documentary with the 25 most dangerous drugs, and I thought, they're ones at the bottom of the list. That's the ones I want to try because they're the least dangerous. And number 1 and 2 was like heroin, crystal meth, but number 24 was ecstasy. And to be honest, guys, I knew nothing about ecstasy. But when it's number 24, ecstasy, yum yum. Give me all the ecstasy. Thank you very much, guys. I'll take it, right? I decided to do ecstasy in the same way you decide what to order when you go to a Chinese restaurant for the first time. You look at the menu, you got no fucking idea what that is. The waiter comes around. What would you like, sir? I like number 24. I don't know what it is. It doesn't have nuts. I'm going with this one, right? So, when I was researching ecstasy, I asked a few people about it, and inevitably, I went online and ended up asking Frank. Now, we all know Frank, right? Frank fucking hates drugs! Frank will try to warn you against all the drugs in the world, and this is what Frank had to say about ecstasy. This is what Frank had to say about ecstasy. He said, ecstasy has killed 600 people between 1994 and 2016. And that was like 600 people. That's like less than 30 a year. Frank, mate, that's not scary. That's fucking encouraging. I did some more research. You know what I found out? Less than 30 a year die from taking ecstasy. 48 a year die from taking selfies. Selfies more dangerous than ecstasy. Who would have thought, right? Although, as I later found out, if you take ecstasy, you're going to take shitloads of selfies as well, Like, look at my pupils, brother! So, I went, found the guy, he gave me the drugs, he said, this is MDMA, it's a pure form. You have to remember one thing, take it and go out every now and then to cool down because your body will rise, the heat in the body will rise, and you have to even have a drink, but not alcoholic, have some water, and just go out because the core temperature will lower. I was like, wow, that's great advice. What a responsible drug dealer. This guy really cares about return customers, So he gave me the drugs, and there I am, going to Edinburgh for the Fringe Festival, and I had them in my pocket, and I was dying to do them. And one night I went out, I'm in a nightclub, it's like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and I see this girl across me in the nightclub, this blonde, beautiful girl, and we came near each other, we started talking, I'm like, hey, what's your name? She said, Lucy. I was like, Lucy, would you like some drugs? And she went, yes. I was like, wow, Lucy, what a fucking legend you are. But looking back, right, who the fuck says yes? Like, girls, if a strange foreign man approaches you in a nightclub and says, would you like some unknown substances? Say no. Lucy is not a legend, she's an irresponsible idiot, right? But at the time, I'm like, wow, so we're doing drugs and we're coming up, and this is the time, because I know it's recorded, anybody watching it from home or you guys, I should tell you that drugs are bad for you, right? I'll tell you what, it was fucking awesome, right? Get on it, guys, get on it, right? It was amazing. I was coming up, I had so much love for the world, everything was amazing, the music was fantastic. I was like, wow, less than 30 people a year die for good reason. This is fucking brilliant, right? End of the night comes round. We leave the nightclub. We were at the nightclub, 5 in the morning, and I was in Edinburgh, and I was there for the festival, so I'm cycling around Edinburgh. I had my bicycle with me. I unlock it, I grab Lucy's hand, I grab my bicycle on the other side, and we're just walking down the street. The sun is coming up, the birds are chirping, I feel like a 15-year-old boy, in love, again, it was incredible. And we arrive outside this house, and then me and Lucy, we start kissing each other for what felt like forever. And then she looked at me in the eyes, she goes, I had a brilliant night. Would you like to come upstairs? And I went, no. I'm going cycling. The wind feels great on my face. how good drugs are, guys. Drugs are so good, someone you think you love is going to offer you sex, and you go, no, I prefer the morning breeze. That's all I want to say. That's the 2 bits I want to record. This next bit, I hope doesn't get recorded, but I had an idea, guys. Right, I have 2 bits I want to tell you. Like they won't go in the recording for sure, like I tell them not to. But this is one, right? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? We all know them, right?
Yeah.
Why wear a mask? Can someone explain to me why the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are wearing masks? Like, Batman is wearing a mask because it's Bruce Wayne in his day life, and Clark Kent is the same. What the fuck is a turtle trying to hide? What, by night you fight crime with your kung fu skills, and by morning you're just a fucking 6-foot turtle with your friend who's a rat, you know, eating pizza in a basement? Second idea I want to tell you guys, and then I'll go. This is it. It's very simple, actually. Okay, like, look, pedophiles, terrible people, right? Terrible people. Terrible, right? But I was listening to some podcast recently from this guy who's attracted to kids. He's attracted to kids, but he doesn't want to do anything about it. So he's just tortured with this like affliction of he's attracted. He'll never do anything. But imagine being this person who will never act upon it, but he's tortured. And imagine there's loads of people who are just going through a personal trouble like that. And I thought of a way to make their lives a bit easier. This is it. I think all pedophiles should get together in a group and exchange photographs from when they were kids. I know it's disgusting, but tell me why it's wrong. No one gets hurt, it's consensual. It's like the vegan version of childhood pornography. It's fair trade. It's organic. I only see one problem. I genuinely only see one problem. It will make the news a lot less boring, you know? Sorry, a lot more boring. Can you imagine that? Man was found today with 3,000 photographs of naked babies on his computer. But turns out they were all his grown-up mates. So, I guess it's on to the news now. I thought it was going to take a lot longer. Okay, well, we all had a laugh. You remember that? Remember, guys? We had a laugh. The last bit was just for me. Thanks for this. I'll keep working on it. Thank you very much. My name is George. Have a good night. Bye-bye.